So with his speech, Rethinking Stairs, please help me welcome Travis.
Thank you, Mark. By the way, I'm using this prop to represent stairs. When I'm at TEDx, I will have stairs. Tonight, you have to use a little bit of imagination. Okay. Who would like to live better for longer? Raise your hand. Everyone would like to live better for longer. Awesome. In that case, we should rethink stairs, because there is empirical evidence that if we change our approach to stairs, we can minimize arthritis and reduce stair-related accidents. So, the issue with stairs is less about climbing stairs and it's more about descending stairs. This is where people have the most problem of their knees going bad, or little ones can't get down, and stairs progress through life from an obstacle to a wall and eventually for some to a cliff. People fall and get seriously injured or worse, and it's common. You might know someone in your family, so the stakes are high. I want to see who this relates to. So if you climbed stairs today, could you please stand up just for a moment so we can take a look around and see who this is relevant to. Okay, everyone climbed stairs, cool. If you descended stairs today, you can sit down. Thank you so much. You did something really fascinating. You see, you stood up and you didn't turn around and sit down knee first, right? You sat down backwards with the same form, facing the same direction, just like we would climb ladders facing the same form, and we go down ladders backwards. So if stairs are anything like chairs and ladders, then why do we turn around at the top and go down these first? That's really interesting. Why do I care? My story. So, one of my earliest memories is jumping and falling. I've always loved to jump. In my teens, I became obsessed with dunking a basketball, but by the time I was 20, I started to have knee pain. Not just on the basketball court, but all the time, going downstairs. Around this time, my dad is having his arthritic hip replaced from sports. I can see the future, and it's scary. I've got to figure something out. I got a tip from physical therapists that if I sat down into my landings, like a chair, and that if I sat down my stairs, like a chair, then I'd be able to take the pressure off my knees. And I tried it and it worked. And I've been doing it for 6 years now. 6 years of backward stairs, 6 years continuing to jump and land without any knee pain. And it's awesome, and I want to share it with everyone, because it's relevant to just about everyone. I didn't come up with this. There's actually a good amount of science behind this. There's some studies easily available online. One study in particular, 2010, Japanese sports medicine looked at the knees of women with osteoarthritis going downstairs forwards versus backwards, and it used precise measurements to measure the knee. And what it found was that for these women, going backwards, there was less knee angle required, there was less knee stress, there was less knee force, and there was less impact of the lead leg. Empirical evidence. Really, really compelling. Why? Why did it find what it found? There's two main reasons. The first is the knee angle. So when we're going downstairs forward, the traditional way, no amount of hinging of the hip gets us any closer, no hinging of the ankle. It's pretty much on the knee, and we need to lean over the knee. It puts a lot of force on the knee at an extreme angle. But if we turn around, any amount of hinging of the hip or hinging of the ankle gets us closer to the ground, and we have a lot longer natural reach going backwards. So it's easier on the knee because of the knee angle. The second reason is impact. So even if we're using the hip or say the ankle to compensate, there's still going to be less impact going forward because we're leaning over the knee at this extreme angle and we have to fall generally. Most of us clunk downstairs. Most of us are not silent downstairs. But sound is impact, and impact is associated with arthritis. Does anyone want arthritis? Who doesn't already have it? Right? So if we're taking these impacts over and over and over 10 times a day, 10 flights of stairs a day, 365 days in a year, that's 1 million impacts every 30 years, 2 million impacts every 60 years, and these really start to go bad. So that's how if we rethink stairs, we can live better for longer. Alright, first objection. So I can't see. How do I see when I'm going downstairs backwards? Did anyone miss their chair when they sat down earlier? How were you able to see? You either looked over your shoulder, or you looked between your legs, or you held the railings, and you didn't need to see. Objection number 2, okay, falling. What if I fall going downstairs backwards? That seems really dangerous. There's still some danger to it, for sure. But we already covered falling forwards. If we're going down backwards, we tend to fall up the stairs, less distance, less force. Objection number 3. This makes a lot of sense except for the fact that why is no one doing it? Actually, we all started off doing it this way as little kids. That's how we start, going down on all fours or sideways. If any of you have little ones or recently had little ones, you know that's the way we start until we can do it like adults and we join the herd. And that's exactly why I went downstairs in private for 4 years. I'd go downstairs forward in public because of the social pressure. The social pressure is really strong. But just because everyone thinks it is a way does not necessarily mean it is a way. A universal example of this is Galileo. So Galileo just said, the science indicates that maybe the Earth orbits the sun. Very unpopular at the time, but the science won. And in this case, maybe it's similar. Perhaps the science wins again. Certainly it's not as big as the sun and the stars, but it's more relevant. It's our everyday movement on Earth. So, I say try it in private to start. Because the worst thing that goes wrong is you don't like it. Best thing that goes right is you live better for longer. You think better. Humans live better for longer. Humans think better. It's so imbalanced for everyone at least trying it in private. So, about 2 years ago, I was in public. I went downstairs, concrete stairs with a buddy. When I got to the bottom, there was a man 10 feet away, and he says to me, out of the blue, this is over the top, really. He says, I'm deaf, and I could feel the impact of you going down the stairs through the concrete into my body. And at that moment, I said, well, I'm never doing that again, because I've been doing this whole social pressure thing, but it's not nearly as important as my own physical well-being. It's not important as the physical well-being of my loved ones and everyone. So I started going downstairs in public all the time, and it's become my mission to spread this idea because it relates to everyone. So maybe you try it in private. Maybe, like me, eventually you try it in public. And that's how this idea really spreads, how it goes viral. Because it's the type of thing that you do it in public and people want to know what you're doing. And it's an opportunity, it's a huge opportunity to share this with someone, to invite them to live better for longer, to invite them to rethink stairs. Thank you.